Dive into the thrilling world of MMA as we spotlight some of the most exciting fighters in the UFC. From flashy strikers to grappling masters, these athletes have made a name for themselves with their unique styles and unforgettable performances in the octagon. Let's explore what makes them stand out. Lando Vannata's flashy style. Lando Vannata, a rising star in the UFC's lightweight division, has quickly grabbed the spotlight with his dynamic and flashy fighting style. With only a handful of fights under his belt, he's already compiled an impressive record of 10 wins and just 2 losses. What sets Vannata apart is his unique approach to fighting. He's all about movement and deception, constantly keeping his opponents guessing. Vannata's arsenal is filled with a variety of striking techniques that catch both his opponents and the audience by surprise. He's known for his spinning back fists, wheel kicks, cartwheel kicks, and a whole range of other unexpected moves. This exciting style has not only gained him a lot of fans, but also shows he's got a promising future ahead in the UFC. One of his most memorable moments in the octagon was when he spectacularly knocked out John Makdessi with a wheel kick in the first round at UFC 206. This knockout was a perfect showcase of his striking ability and flair in the cage. Vannata's approach to fighting is a breath of fresh air in the UFC, and he's definitely a fighter to watch for anyone who loves seeing something different and exhilarating in mixed martial arts. Yair Rodriguez's Taekwondo flair. Yair Rodriguez, holding the 7th spot in the UFC featherweight rankings, is turning heads with his one-of-a-kind fighting style. Boasting a professional record of 10 wins and only 1 loss, Rodriguez has climbed up the ranks with flair. His fighting style is a blend of agile movement and an array of wild kicking techniques, making him a standout in the division.
Yair's just so round kick, he got him, it's
just like that! It is all over!
Rodriguez's impressive kicking game comes from his strong background in Taekwondo, where he's earned a black belt. This discipline shines through in his striking, where he often surprises his opponents with his versatility and creativity. But Rodriguez isn't just about flashy kicks. He's also got a formidable ground game. He's quick to lock in submissions, making him a dual threat in the cage. One of his most memorable moments was when he spectacularly knocked out Andre Fili with a flying head kick at UFC Fight Night 96. More recently, he added another notable victory to his record by defeating the legendary BJ Penn via TKO in the 2nd round at UFC Fight Night 103. Rodriguez's dynamic approach, combining his stand-up striking prowess with a solid ground game, has not only earned him a string of victories, but also made him one of the most exciting fighters to watch in the featherweight division. Stephen Thompson's kickboxing mastery. Stephen Wonderboy Thompson, ranked as the top welterweight contender in the UFC, is making waves with his distinctive fighting style that's been puzzling his opponents in the welterweight division. He's racked up an impressive record of 13 wins, 2 losses, and 1 draw, proving his prowess in the cage. Thompson is a southpaw kickboxer known for his extraordinary kicking ability. He's a master at managing distance, able to unleash a variety of kicks almost instantly. What makes Thompson stand out is his patient approach to striking. He's not the type to rush in. Instead, he waits for the perfect moment to find an opening and strike with precision. He's gained a lot of attention for his remarkable finishes. One of his most memorable moments was when he knocked out Jake Ellenberger with a spinning hook kick at the Ultimate Fighter 21 finale. But perhaps his most notable victory was when he took out former welterweight champion Johnny Hendricks with a TKO in the 1st round at UFC 192. Thompson's style is not just about his striking, it's about the way he controls the pace of the fight, keeping his opponents off balance with his speed and technique. Lyoto Machida's karate-based style. Lyoto Machida, a former UFC light heavyweight champion, is well known for his karate-based fighting style that has led him to UFC glory. With a professional MMA record of 22 wins and 7 losses, Machida has been a dominant force in the sport. As a southpaw with a karate background, he's got a unique style that sets him apart in the octagon. Machida's ability to quickly close the distance and land powerful strikes is one of his key strengths. He's a master at managing distance, preferring to stay patient and keep his opponents at a range where he can effectively use his karate techniques. His fighting approach isn't just about aggression, it's about control, movement, and timing. One of his most memorable moments in the UFC was when he delivered a stunning knockout to Randy Couture with a jumping front kick in the 2nd round at UFC 129. This knockout was not just a display of his striking ability, but also his precision and timing. Machida's style is a blend of traditional martial arts discipline and modern MMA techniques, making him a unique and respected fighter in the world of mixed martial arts. Tony Ferguson's versatile skills. Tony Ferguson, currently ranked number 2 in the UFC's lightweight division, is known for his exceptional ability to wear down his opponents with a diverse mix of striking and submission techniques. techniques. Sporting a professional MMA record of 22 wins and 3 losses, Ferguson has established himself as a formidable fighter in the Octagon. One of Ferguson's key advantages is his long reach, which allows him to effectively strike his opponents from a distance. He's particularly skilled at using elbow strikes, often causing significant cuts on his opponents. But Ferguson's prowess isn't limited to striking. He's equally dangerous on the ground. Facing Ferguson on the mat can be a real nightmare, as he's adept at applying chokeholds and joint locks. Ferguson's arsenal of submissions is vast, and he knows precisely when to use them, especially when he senses his opponents are in trouble. One of his standout victories was against former champion Rafael dos Anjos, where he won by unanimous decision at UFC Fight Night 98. This fight showcased Ferguson's endurance, skill, and tactical acumen in the cage. His fighting style, characterized by relentless pressure and a wide range of techniques, makes him one of the most unpredictable and exciting fighters to watch in the lightweight division. Dominick Cruz's footwork and movement. Dominick Cruz, the former UFC bantamweight champion, has a record of 22 wins and only 2 losses, a testament to his mastery in the Octagon. His secret weapon? Incredible footwork and movement, which he's used to outmaneuver the best in the bantamweight division. Cruz's style is all about constant movement. He uses this to set up his strikes, slowly breaking down his opponents over time. His footwork isn't just for show, it's a tactical tool. He strikes and then swiftly moves out of harm's way, dodging incoming attacks with ease. This not only helps him avoid damage, but also keeps his opponents guessing, never quite sure where he'll be next. This constant motion can be really frustrating for his opponents, often causing them to make mistakes. Cruz capitalizes on these errors, looking for openings to land his strikes or take the fight to the ground. One of his most notable victories came against TJ Dillashaw at UFC Fight Night 81, where Cruz won by a split decision to reclaim the UFC bantamweight title. This fight was a perfect showcase of his elusive fighting style and strategic thinking inside the Octagon. Dominick Cruz's approach to fighting is a blend of athleticism and intelligence, making him one of the most unique and challenging fighters in the history of the bantamweight division. Conor McGregor's versatile techniques. Conor McGregor, the reigning UFC lightweight champion, has quickly become one of the most recognized names in the UFC, thanks to his impressive track record and charismatic personality. With a professional MMA record of 21 wins and 3 losses, McGregor has largely dominated his opponents in the Octagon. McGregor's fighting style is a dynamic mix of various martial arts techniques, which has played a huge part in his dominance. His primary weapon? A heavy left hand that's been responsible for some pretty devastating knockouts. He's not just about power, though. McGregor is strategic, often using a range of kicks to set up his opponents for the knockout blow. Once he spots the right opening, he unleashes his powerful left hand, often ending the fight right there. His opponents are frequently taken aback by the sheer force of his strikes. 2 of his most noteworthy victories include his stunning 13-second knockout of Jose Aldo at UFC 194 and his second-round knockout of Eddie Alvarez at UFC 205. The Alvarez fight was particularly historic, as it made McGregor the first fighter in UFC history to hold 2 championship belts simultaneously. McGregor's approach to fighting is a blend of precision, power, and unpredictability, making him not just a formidable fighter, but also an exciting one to watch. His ability to deliver knockouts with such finesse and his charismatic persona outside the Octagon have made him a standout figure in the world of mixed martial arts. Khabib Nurmagomedov's relentless pressure. Khabib Nurmagomedov, currently the top-ranked lightweight in the UFC, has an unblemished record in the sport with 24 wins and no losses. What sets Khabib apart is his exceptional grappling skills, honed through world-class Sambo training. Khabib's approach to fighting is relentless. He constantly pressures his opponents using his striking skills not just to do damage but to create openings to take the fight to the ground. Once it's on the mat, Khabib's dominance is unmatched. He overwhelms his opponents with his grappling, leaving them no room to counter or escape. He's known for not taking any significant damage in his fights, a testament to his control and technique. His opponents often find themselves in a dire situation when Khabib gets them on the ground. It's as if they're trapped with no way out, facing a one-sided onslaught from Khabib. His control is so overwhelming that it feels like his opponents are silently screaming for help. But in the Octagon, there's no rescue from Khabib's assault. One of his most notable victories was against Michael Johnson at UFC 205, where he secured a win with a Kimura lock in the 3rd round. This victory showcased showcased not just his grappling prowess, but also his patience and ability to find the right moment to finish a fight. Anderson Silva's unbelievable finishes. Anderson Silva, once the reigning UFC middleweight champion, was a force to be reckoned with in the UFC middleweight division. His record stands impressively at 34 wins, 8 losses, and 1 no contest. Known for his spectacular finishes, Silva has provided some of the most unforgettable moments in the UFC, solidifying his status as one of the greatest fighters to ever enter the Octagon. Silva's fighting style is deeply rooted in Muay Thai, but what makes him special is how he's blended in various techniques from other martial arts. He's a master at using feints and movement, studying his opponent's reactions before striking with precision and power. Silva's approach to fighting is both tactical and artistic, making him a nightmare for his opponents and a thrill for fans to watch. One of his most iconic moments was his knockout of Vitor Belfort with a front kick at UFC 126. This move, not commonly seen in the UFC at that time, stunned viewers and showcased Silva's creativity and skill. Another memorable fight was against former light heavyweight champion Forrest Griffin at UFC 101, where Silva dominated with ease, once again proving why he was at the top of the game. Silva's combination of high-level striking, strategic mind, and ability to deliver jaw-dropping finishes made him not just a champion, but a legend in the sport. Jon Jones's pound-for-pound dominance. Jon Jones, often hailed as one of the greatest pound-for-pound fighters ever, is the former UFC light heavyweight champion with a remarkable record of 22 wins and just 1 loss. His fighting style is a mix of unique elbow strikes and high-level wrestling, making him a formidable opponent in the Octagon. Jones's long reach is a key aspect of his strategy. He uses it to unleash a variety of unorthodox strikes, like oblique kicks and spinning elbows, catching his opponents off guard. This reach advantage also allows him to maintain a safe distance, attacking from the outside without putting himself at much risk. Throughout his career, Jones has pretty much dismantled every opponent he's faced, displaying a level of dominance rarely seen in the UFC. He's shown few weaknesses in his overall game, making him a tough puzzle for his opponents to solve. One of his most notable victories was against Daniel Cormier, where he won by unanimous decision at UFC 182. That's our roundup of some of the most dynamic and skilled fighters in the UFC. Each brings their own unique flair to the sport, showcasing the diverse and exhilarating nature of MMA. From knockout artists to tactical geniuses, these fighters prove why MMA continues to captivate fans around the world. Stay tuned for more content by subscribing to our channel.